had such an interesting journey over here. I always do, because needless to say, it's a good 12-hour flight from my country. And then there's the whole rigmarole of packing up the house, getting to the airport, getting on the flight, getting my rental car, killing most of LA to get here, and all of that. And I thought I was doing pretty well. I dropped my cat off at the cattery, and I packed up my car. And it was a bit of a sad day for me because I just broke up with my boyfriend. Thank you. It's really upsetting. So I got to the airport and my flight was delayed for 4 hours. So I thought, maybe I can do one last goodbye with him, really stretch it out. Pain myself even more. So I checked my bags through, but the good news is, I got there, I was feeling pretty low, but the good news is that I got an upgrade to business class, which from New Zealand to the States is a big difference. So I'm very happy, I get very excited, and immediately all I want to do is share the news with him. So I ring him up and I say, look, hi, it's me, we've done our big Titanic, we love will go on, all that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back into town and I can see you again, because he had a present to give to Claire. Remember Claire Stansfield? I've stolen her identity, getting slowly closer to looking like Lucy and Claire. Do you like my hair? No, all of you, do you like my hair? Anyway, back to my story. So, I go to get my car and I realise that the ticket from my car to get out of the car park is in my bag that I've checked. Ouch. That's okay. So I get on my flight and I realise, because I'm in business class, I get a free access to the lounge. You know how the Qantas has a lounge? So I can go there and eat all the free food and drink the free booze and, make the flight better. So I go there and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll just have a little plate of food, and I'm filling my plate, and I go to the bar and I pour myself a drink and I sit down. And I'm feeling all very sophisticated because everyone around me, they're all businessmen and high flyers. And I'm sitting there in my jandals and my jeans. Yeah, upgrade. And the first mouthful of my wine, boom, all over my crotch. So I very quietly get up, surreptitiously scuttle off to the toilets. And I get to the toilets and they've got a shower and a sink. The toilets are really big. So I'm sitting in the bathroom and I think, look, I'll just splash a little bit of water there, clean it off, no problem. Because I'm not getting on the plane with a big red stain there, I'm a business class man. I'm part of the high rollers club. A girl wants to look good for business class. So I get in the bathroom and I splash a little bit of water, it's not working, so I have to take off my pants. And I think if I just hold that little area where it's just underneath the tap, it'll be fine. It is so not fine. I wet from here down to there. So I've not only got red wine stains, but all of my pants are completely wet, and they're a light pink colour. So now they've gone a dark pink, a purpley pink where it's wet. And I think, okay, hold on, bing bong, there's a hairdryer there. I'm going to dry my pants with a hairdryer. So I'm standing there with a hairdryer. This is going to take forever. And I hear this, bing bong, flight QF25 will now be departing at gate 8. And I'm like, that's my flight. Oh no, I've got completely wet pants. I'm broken-hearted. So, what's a girl to do? I managed to I had my jacket, thank God, so I had to wrap my jacket around my pants. Quietly walk onto the flight into business class. Sit down, thinking, oh, my head will be held high because I'm in business class, but it wasn't. It was I was sitting there like this. Immediately get the blanket and put it over me, and everything's fine. Anyway, I'm sitting next to this lady, who must have been the grumpiest lady in the Southern Hemisphere. The negativity that was emanating from her was so overpowering. It dried my pants. So... Everything's good at this point, right? We're about 2 hours into the flight. I get a little bit of self-confidence back. I can eat my meal with a bit of pride again because my pants are dry. It's all looking good. And they come around, they give me a bottle of water. I put it on the armrest. They take my food away. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to watch a movie or two. I'm reclining. And she gets all pissed off because my bottle of water. She's like, no. Ah, Now, I don't know if you know what it's like to sit for hours with wet pants. It's bloody uncomfortable. So that was just the first couple of hours of my journey. Okay, well, in regards to Ephiny's attitude in that first episode, considering how many times I'd auditioned for Pacific Renaissance, I'm not surprised that she had an attitude, you know. I think it was just, you know, in the script it was like, here's, you know, she was the antagonist in the piece, so my role was to be a snotty little so-and-so and to create some drama between Xena, Gabrielle, all of that. And then it was nice because it gave the character a place to go. It gave me a place to go. And when I was invited back, amazing. I was able, of course, then they kind of resolved the relationship, and Ephiny I got a place to go with Ephiny. You know.
Are you interested at all in politics?
Personally, I am myself, but not to get involved in running for anything. I deem it to be a part of my responsibility as a citizen of my nation to be involved in my government and politics. I live on this earth. Why shouldn't we be? You know, going against a lot of what, you know, politicians are about, and, you know, the certain sort of governance that happens in a lot of countries. But I certainly don't support apathy. I think it's a shame. And if you want to have an opinion, then know about your country and vote. I mean, in my country, it's, as I imagine a lot of countries in the world, you know, with people that haven't had the right to vote, you know, i.e. Minority groups and so on and so forth, and now that's not the way. You need to stand up and be proud of who you are, and if you can't vote, find a way that you can, you know, because the smallest voices joined together can somehow be the biggest. So, you know, and I love that. Like in New Zealand, we have a female Prime Minister. We also have one of the first transgender people representing one of our districts down south. Which is amazing. And but anyway, away from that, I was thinking about women, and Sonia Davies, who was one of the first women in the world to be able to, who allowed women to vote. Back. We're talking about New Zealand having pioneered a lot of really interesting things for women in voting. For me, being on stage is a natural part of who I am, what I do. But being on stage as me is a completely different thing. And when I remember my first ever convention appearance, and if it wasn't for the amazing amount of support and unprecedented applause, then I wouldn't have lasted up there. And through the support from the fans and through creation, I guess, you know, just to allow me to be here, to enable me to get up and share my stories and share myself. You don't get that opportunity that much, unedited, you know, and messed with. So people can really see, you know, I can allow them to see who I am and my sense of humour and what I like, what I don't like. And it's a rare opportunity to be able to do that. So I revel in it now. I love it. I get a nice sort of high, this adrenaline high before I go on stage. Yeah, and it's not necessarily a contrived experience for me either. Like I'm very humbled by it. You know, I like getting up there and just seeing what comes to mind and seeing what the audience brings as well. There's always going to be people or situations that arise that you can feed off or whatever.